Welcome to the Von Braun Astronomical Society's What's Up in the Night Sky program. I'm Jared Cassidy, the Planetarium Director here at the Von Braun Astronomical Society, and we'll take you on a brief journey through the October night sky. In this edition, we will look at some of the prominent constellations that are visible this time of the year, as well as where to find some of our solar system neighbors this month. Let's start off by looking south. On October 1st, around 9 p.m., the moon will be full in the somewhat dim constellation Pisces, located in the eastern sky. The brightness of the full moon will wash out many of Pisces' stars, however. Just to the west of due south, the two bright objects in the southern sky are the planets Jupiter and Saturn. Jupiter will be on the right, the brighter of the two. Saturn is dimmer because it is smaller, but also about twice as far from the Sun as Jupiter, around 900 million miles from the Sun. Jupiter is impressive through even a small telescope, where you should be able to see a couple of its dark cloud bands and its brightest moons. You can usually see the moons with binoculars, but you will probably need a telescope to see the cloud bands. Saturn is also quite impressive, but will require a telescope to see its rings, which are tilted nicely towards us right now. The brightest star in the southern sky this time of year is Fomalhaut in the constellation Piscis Austrinus, the southern fish. This is a different constellation from Pisces, the fishes, which is to the northeast where the moon is tonight. The stars in both of these constellations are quite dim, other than Fomalhaut, and are difficult to pick out from the city. If you get up before sunrise the next day, on October 2nd, around 5:30 a.m. and look east, you will see the brilliant planet Venus in the constellation Leo the Lion. Venus is only about a half a degree from the bright star Regulus, the heart of the lion, which makes the dot of the backwards question mark shape that makes up the head and mane of the lion. Venus is quite bright, outshining all of the other planets. Venus is visible most of the month before sunrise, but will be moving eastward into the glow of the sun. Because of its intense brightness, Venus is often referred to as the morning or evening star, depending on whether it is visible in the morning or evening sky. Mars and the Earth are moving towards each other in their orbits, with the closest approach on October 6th, when Mars will only be 38.6 million miles from the Earth. Mars is poised for primetime viewing this month. Looking east on October 15th, the red planet Mars shines brilliantly in the constellation Pisces, the fishes. Mars will actually outshine the giant planet Jupiter for much of the month. While you might not be able to make out the stars of Pisces from the city, you should be able to see the much brighter stars of the constellations Andromeda and Pegasus. When there is a close approach of Mars like this one, there is an urban legend that often circulates on the internet and social media stating that Mars will look as big as the moon in the night sky. This is not true, and if it were, we would be in a lot of trouble due to gravitational pulls on the Earth, Mars, and the moon. Now let's take a look towards the north, shown here on October 15th at 9 p.m. The stars of Ursa Major, including those of the Big Dipper, are dropping below the horizon and out of evening viewing for us, but they will return in the evening sky in a few months. Poised above the center is Polaris, also known as the North Star. It remains stationary as it is just next to the North Celestial Pole, the point the Earth rotates beneath. This is why Polaris appears to remain stationary throughout the night while all the other stars move across the sky from east to west. Polaris is located at the end of the handle of the asterism known as the Little Dipper, but it is officially the tip of Ursa Minor, the Little Bear's tail. Polaris is the brightest star of Ursa Minor, but it is far from the brightest star in the night sky. The other stars in the constellation are on the dim side. It is often difficult to make out the stars of the handle of the Little Dipper other than Polaris, even here at VBAS, a consequence of ever-growing light pollution. If you look overhead most any night this month, you will see three bright stars, Vega, Deneb, and Altair. If we connect those stars, they form a large triangle in the sky. We call this the summer triangle, as it is visible throughout the summer as well as most of the fall. It is not an actual constellation, but just a pattern of stars that is called an asterism. In fact, the summer triangle is made up of three different constellations, Lyra, Cygnus, and Aquila. Lyra is the lyre, a small U-shaped harp generally associated with ancient Greek culture, Cygnus the swan, and Aquila is the eagle. Vega is the brightest of the three stars and is the fifth brightest star in the night sky. You may see a faint band that almost looks like high, thin clouds through the middle of the summer triangle if you live far enough away from city lights. This is our galaxy, the Milky Way. Looking overhead, you will also see the stars of Pegasus and Andromeda. Pegasus is easy to spot by looking for the asterism known as the Great Square of Pegasus, which makes up the body of the horse. The head and front legs of the horse are visible as it flies upside down towards the west. The constellation Andromeda is attached to Pegasus on the northeast corner of the Great Square. Andromeda is home to the farthest object that can be seen with the unaided eye, the Andromeda Galaxy, which is located about 2.5 million light-years away. While it is visible as a small fuzzy patch from moonless, dark skies without a telescope or binoculars, the Andromeda Galaxy may be difficult to spot from an urban setting. The Orion and Meteor shower peaks in the early morning of October 21st around 1 a.m. If you go out around 11:30 p.m. on the night of October 20th, you may see a few Orion and meteors. The Orionid shower is not one of the larger meteor showers, so you may only see about 15 meteors per hour from a dark location. The Orionids are associated with Halley's Comet. Whenever the Earth's orbit crosses the outbound path of the comet, the Orionids occur, which is around mid to late October. The meteors will appear to originate from a spot in the sky to the north of Orion, which is called the radiant, and also, because of the proximity to the constellation, that is why they are called the Orionids. Orion will just be rising in the east before midnight, the night of the 20th. On October 22nd, Jupiter and Saturn are shining brightly in the southwest sky in Sagittarius and will be joined by the Moon, which will almost be at the first quarter phase, making a nice grouping. We've increased the size of the Moon here to show its phase more clearly. On October 29th, around 7 p.m., the Moon will be nearing full and relatively close to Mars in Pisces. 2 days later, on Halloween, the Moon will be full and to the east of Mars. Looking east, the constellations Perseus, Andromeda, Cassiopeia, Pegasus, and Pisces will fill out the sky. The full moon on Halloween marks the second full moon in the month, making it a blue moon. There is nothing special about a blue moon other than that is what the second full moon in a month is called. Although this year, the full moon being on Halloween may add a bit of spookiness to the holiday. And that's it for our What's Up in the Night Sky program this month. Until next time, keep looking up at the night sky, whether you're just using your eyes, a pair of binoculars, or a telescope. For more information about the Von Braun Astronomical Society, please visit our website at www.vbas.org.